is Katerina. It happened that my first husband and I got divorced. Even my children could not save our marriage. For 2 years I brought up my children by myself. But then I met Sergey, and he asked me to be his wife. I immediately told him that I would no longer bear children. So if he wants children of his own, it's better for us not to continue our relationship. If I get pregnant, I definitely won't have a baby, I'll have an abortion. Maybe you'll change your mind later. Sergey asked me hopefully. No. I do not change my mind. This is my final decision. Sergey said he loved me and accepted my decision. We talked about all of this before we got married. I hope that Sergey had heard me and understood. We got married. My children are now quite grown up. My eldest daughter is 12 years old, and my youngest son is 8. They know very well that they have a father. Besides, my husband pays them good alimony, and often comes and takes them to his place. And they just call my husband Uncle Seryaza. Seryaza and I have a perfect understanding. But my mother-in-law really wants my own grandchildren. She constantly tells me and her son about this. When she found out that I do not want to become a mother for the 3rd time, there was a big scandal. She said all sorts of things. That I didn't love her son, and if I did, I would have wanted a child with him myself. Then she started saying that I was just using her son as a financial assistant to raise my children. This is complete nonsense. I myself have a good salary. In addition, my first husband pays very good alimony. We had a normal life with our kids for 2 whole years. My kids had everything. So I just laughed in my face when I heard such words from my mother-in-law. Anyway, my mother-in-law is constantly telling her son that he should come to his senses soon, divorce me, and find a woman who will have his own child. My mother-in-law says that he is only wasting his time raising other people's children. When my children grow up, they wouldn't even give Uncle Seryaza a glass of water. My mother-in-law considers me her greatest enemy. But I didn't force Seryaza to marry me. I honestly told him that I will not have more children. Why doesn't my mother-in-law want to understand that her son made a conscious choice to marry me? Does my mother-in-law think her son is so stupid and unselfish? On the one hand, I understand my mother-in-law's feelings. After all, I am a woman too, and I want my own grandchildren too. But that does not mean that I am going to do what my mother-in-law wants. There can be no complaints against me, because I honestly told Seryaza about my position on children. I know that my mother-in-law would be happy if Seryaza divorced me and married another woman who would agree to bear him a child. I will even understand Seryaza if he wants a child and divorces me. I love Seryaza, but even if we divorce, it won't be the end of the world. I will be very hurt and offended, but I will find the strength to move on with my life and raise my children. 6 months ago my mother-in-law started acting differently. She decided to become a grandmother to my children. Only it was too late. Seryaza and I had been married for 5 years. My kids have grown up over the years. They know they already have 2 grandmothers and 2 grandfathers. They don't need a 3rd grandmother. My mother-in-law should have started being friends with my children earlier, when they were younger. After all, when we got married, Yegorka was all of 3 years old, and my daughter Vika was 7. It's much easier to make friends with kids like that and find a common language. And now they don't want to call Seryaza's mother grandma, and I understand them perfectly. Seryaza agrees with me. He told his mother right away. It's too late, Mom. You should have become a grandmother to your children sooner, and now it's too late. And it's your own fault. Guess who's to blame again? Me, of course. My mother-in-law thinks I turned my kids against her. She doesn't want to understand that she missed the right time. But why blame me for everything?